NoFap. What the heck is that? That's what I thought when I first saw that saying or that word NoFap. I saw it on a viewer's channel, someone who watches my channel. I clicked on their channel to see what they're into, and they had did a video about NoFap, and it went viral. It got several thousand views. So I just made a mental note, but I never really knew what it was. And then as you become accustomed, once you're on YouTube and online, you see all these different groups. Make a mental note of the word groups, because people are pack orientated, and many times, especially when they're hurting, they form in a group. So after doing more research, what I found was NoFap is basically a group slash support system for people, mainly men, that are addicted to porn. And so I found that interesting. One is the name itself seems a little bit wild. And then I looked on their website, and I made some notes I want to talk to you tonight. 3 reasons why NoFap is a scam, or it may not be a scam, but I want to kind of share with you kind of what I found through my research. The number one thing is, again, it's not necessarily offering a specific service, at least in my opinion here. It's kind of offering like men going their own way. And if you're still living with your mother, I don't want to know about your going your own way. But it's very similar with men going their own way. It's basically people who are looking for help. They don't have direction in life, and they found help through a group. However, you can do the same thing with a church, and that's how cults form, because you don't take the next step and develop as an individual, man or woman, and fly out of the nest. A bird is not meant to stay in the nest its entire life. Eventually, you have to become an independent person. The number one thing I want to share with you about NoFap is I want to ask the question, or pose the question, why are you seeking help? Is it because you feel porn is bad? At a certain point in my life, when I got into church, which is a support group, I thought porn was bad. There's a scripture in the book of Matthew that says even if you lust, you should basically gouge your eye out if it causes you to lust. And there was an R&B singer back in the 90s that actually gouged his eye out. But then I became more versed in the scriptures and who put the Bible together. A bunch of men basically under pressure from the government. And you can read many verses in the Bible that don't apply to life or shouldn't. There's a scripture that says slaves should obey their slave's master. There's a scripture that says women shouldn't speak in the church. There's most of the Bible is a bunch of people who were murderers, adulterers. Moses killed 3,000 people. Moses basically asked God to kill him at the end. Paul the Apostle, who wrote the New Testament, he was a serial torturer before he had this conversion. So most people in the Bible or in life that may cause you to feel like something's really wrong, or then they themselves are lost. It's like when Oprah tried to form the support group for all you fat women, okay, and I'm going to use the word fat because I was obese, okay? If I tell men going their own way, okay, that they got to get out of their mama's house if they want to be an independent man, not be on YouTube, then I'm going to tell all you overweight women what Oprah didn't tell you, that you can't eat all the bread you want and lose weight, okay? Because that's what Oprah did. She bought into Weight Watchers, which is a publicly traded corporation, okay? She pumped up the stock, and then she sold most of her stock. But she made a YouTube video talking about, I know how it is to be overweight, but I can tell you this, you can eat all the bread you want. But let me get back to the subject at hand. But it's important to make this mental note that people who are leading you, whether it's Oprah, what quote unquote Jesus said, what some religious figure said, what some political or some crazy person on YouTube said, it's all people deciding what they believe. As an individual man or woman, you have to decide what you want to believe, okay? It's your life, okay? And so why are you seeking help? Is it because you feel what you're doing is wrong? Which there was a certain point where I felt maybe porn and masturbation was wrong. I told my pastor I want to do a sermon about masturbation. They go, no, that's not holy. Years later, I found out my pastor was committing adultery, and they were both like robbing the church a little bit. So make a mental note of that. So why are you seeking help? Do you feel like A religious reason? Do you feel like it's taking control over your day? Now, that's an important thing. If you feel like you're addicted to porn or anything because it's unhealthy for you and it's taking control over your life, that's important. Because you should have control over your life. Okay. Self-control, I do believe in the scripture that says it's kind of like godliness. To have a level of self-control is wisdom. And anything unhealthy for you is not good. There's times in your life where you have to step back because you're not mature enough to deal with it. Like there's a lot of immature boys that got burnt by a girl, and instead of them taking a step back and evaluating their life, they became part of a group called Men Going Their Own Way. They're not trying to change the laws. They're playing video games all day and masturbating to cartoons. But when you get burnt and when you're young and when you're immature and when something has control over you, you don't feel right. So you need to get back into control. So it's good to have a support group, whether it's a church, Weight Watchers, or even NoFap, or even, Men Going Their Own Way. If you take the principles of certain things and apply them to your life for a season to heal, to recover, but then also you have to evolve. Okay. And what you can't take everything for gospel. Nothing. Okay. So it's okay. Okay. But sexuality, this is bullet point number 2 on if or is NoFap a scam. Well, these questions will determine if it's a scam, and how deep you need to look into it. So number 1 is asking yourself, okay, why are you seeking help? And if you're saying it because you're out of control and it's unhealthy, then it's good to seek help, because you don't want to be out of control in life and you don't want to be unhealthy. Anger management, all that is a support group, okay? So sexuality is good, okay? Because God made men and women, he says, good. Let them procreate, okay? And even though new scripture says, it's better to stay single. But look, guys, whether you believe in God or a squirrel, okay, we're human. Humans have a sexual need. We have a physical body, okay, with a respiratory system, a digestive system. Give me a dookie emoji if you know what the digestive system is. And a reproductive system, which means you insert your penis. For all my straight people, God bless you if you're gay, whatever you want to do, I don't care. For all the straight people, reproductive system means you stick your penis in a vagina, you ejaculate, and if there's a fertile ground, the sperm flies up into the uterus or whatever, fertilizes an egg, and you produce offspring. So the sexual need is there. Okay. However, if you don't want to have kids, don't join Men Going Their Own Way. Get a vasectomy. Okay. And if you are not even thinking about having kids, but you're struggling with being in control of your sexuality, masturbation is healthy as long as masturbation and or porn has not taken over your entire day. Meaning, like, if you're calling out of work because you want to watch porn all day, that's not healthy. If you're ejaculating in the stall room at work, be careful. But I masturbate once a day, and I do watch free porn, and I think it's healthy. It's like going to the bathroom. It flushes your reproductive system. If not, you're like a factory. You're producing all this sperm, okay, and your body has nowhere to sell it, okay? So what do I recommend you do? You definitely masturbate in a sock, okay, if you're a man, okay? For females out there, just pay attention, I guess. But NoFap, if you go on the website, I give them credit. They say they're not necessarily against masturbation, okay? They say that they're against unhealthy, I'm paraphrasing, unhealthy addiction to porn. So now, can you masturbate without watching porn? Yeah, because most of life is in the mind. However, to me, porn makes it more enjoyable. And I'm not like, I go there for a certain time, I masturbate, and I'm out of job, I'm done. There's certain people, though, they get fixated on porn and they'll watch it all day. But there's certain people that get fixated on YouTube. Whether they're watching wrestling, politics, there's some political junkies, okay, or whatever. Their mind is just as unhealthy. There are people who aren't addicted to porn, but addicted to politics. It's the same principle. They're out of control. Okay. Now, they should be in a support group, but I don't think Donald Trump has a support group for that yet. So right now, we're talking about NoFap. But what we're talking about is people who are trying to control themselves or being better control while taking accountability for themselves. Not blaming women, not blaming the porn industry. and not shaming sexuality. Sexuality is good. Most people in the Bible are having sex, okay? So embrace that sexuality is good. Embrace that masturbation is good, okay? Better to control your lust. However, again, you have to have a level of time management. You shouldn't be masturbating all day. You have to do productive things as well. You have to have a level of discipline. And the final thing to determine if NoFap or any other support group is a scam, including churches, is they should only be there for a season of your life to give you the strength, wisdom, and freedom to figure out things a little bit on your own, to fly out of the nest. Okay? Because if you don't fly out of the nest and flourish into the man or woman you're meant to be, and you stay in that support system your entire life, you're never going to develop. Now, some people don't have as much physical or mental capacity to be on their own. So look, I can't speak to everyone's life, okay? They can go watch whatever. But for everyone out there trying to figure out, like, am I really strung out on porn or masturbation or whatever? You're not. It's healthy. However, you got to become mature and get it in control. You got to embrace sexuality, but again, you got to get it in control. Support groups are good, but again, you have to do the work of your own life. Even a support group, whether it's a church, Weight Watchers, or NoFap, there's a certain part of your life that you have to research information. You have to think about that information. You have to run it by other people, but you have to form the ultimate decisions in your life, and you have to take accountability whether they go right or wrong. And that's the breakdown, okay, of NoFap, of men going their own way, or anything else, okay? Now, look, most people, they got birds chirping in their mind, okay? And some people, they got sex running in their mind. They're addicted to sex. But I do believe flushing the reproductive system once a day for a healthy average man is good. Sometimes I masturbate twice a day, but usually it's a consistent once a day. I think you have a clearer mind. Okay? You don't approach women predatory because you're not. See, there's a lot of guys that are just seeking sex, and then they get involved with a woman, then they get burnt, then they say, oh no, it's their fault. No, you seeked out a woman purely for sex, not for companionship. And I don't want either one. I respect women, though. I'm not men going their own way. I'm not a baby living in his mom's house talking about I want independence. Come on, totally disaster. And support groups can be good, but they can be cults. And most of the people running the support group, like, probably a guy NoFap, he's probably watching porn. You think the guy who invented NoFap, you think he don't watch porn? That's like T.D. Jake's not watching porn. Then you find out T.D. Jake's son is gay, or Dwayne Wade's son is transgender. Guys, everyone's out there doing crazy shit, including people in the Bible. That's why don't get too crazy. Donald Trump married 2 immigrants, filed bankruptcy, printed money, dodged the draft. His country needed him in the military. He had his rich father write him a get-out-of-military free card. Now he's the biggest patriot in the country. If you were uninformed, you would think Donald Trump was a 5-star general. However, he shames 5-star generals, and all the other ignorant political junkies, eat it up because they have no life. They have no independence. I broke it down tonight. If you appreciate that, click the thumbs up. If not, click the thumbs down. I'm a secure man. Okay. I leave the view count up and the thumbs up, thumbs down count up. Why? Because I'm not insecure, guys. I don't know if you figured that out yet. Right? But I'll take a hydration break. We'll go to all live comments. I'm changing people's life all across the world, man. All across the world. It's true. All right, let's take a hydration break. What a disaster. We're on fire tonight. All right, we're going to go all live comments. All right, from the top, Juliana. Hey, Juliana, good to see you. Shout out to Australia. Shout out to you. I hope you're doing good. Love and respect to you and your daughter. Jelly Jams. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Jelly Jams. How are you? Kenzie, what's up, Kenzie? Good to see you. Coach Live. I was addicted for 17 years. Well, thank you for sharing. What do you mean, Lewis? Were you addicted to porn for 17 years? Do you still watch porn? What do you do now? Do you not masturbate? Do you just read books? What do you do? Share the whole story so people can get a good context. Thank you for sharing them. Shannon, hey, Shannon. Young man of God, yay. Okay, so far so good. Earnhardt, good job, Sammy. Great, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Frugal Creature says, porn addiction is not good. No, but masturbation is good, and there's nothing wrong with using porn as a supplement. Because, guys, if you masturbate in your mind, you're watching porn in your mind, okay? And better to do that than to be like who is a King David in the Bible who everyone loves, who basically killed someone else's husband to fuck his wife. So guys, look, take your pick, okay? It's very healthy to masturbate. If Donald Trump masturbated instead of cheating on his wife and banging Stormy Daniels, that wouldn't even have been an issue. Same thing with Bill Clinton, okay? If Bill Clinton would have masturbated and even watched porn instead of banging, who was that girl he banged back in the day, okay? And he got impeached. It was the same thing. Coach Lewis says, I do not know NoFap as a remedy to my past porn addiction. Okay, thank you for sharing. Red Limex, hey Sam, what's good? Just doing the best I can, brother, and I broke it down. Am I going to stretch this out? I don't stretch nothing out, man. So I said what I need to say. I read every live comment. So I will end this live feed, guys. I appreciate you watching. God bless and stay positive, and I'll see you in the next one.